Hello everyone, my name is Kean O'Brien. I'm coming to you from Trinidad and Tobago, the beautiful southerly isle of the tropical Caribbean, land of the steel band, calypso, limbo, but especially carnival. You know, if you got to get down here, try to get here for carnival. I'm here today to talk to you about motivation, and I want to specifically talk to you about the benefits of motivation. I just finished listening to a Les Brown that he re- recorded on the 17th of June this year, and it really spoke to me. And honestly, Les Brown really speaks to me. He came to Trinidad and Tobago April of this year, I believe, and I did not get to attend the meeting, but somebody recorded pieces of his speech, and it spoke directly to me. And I just want to say that I have to meet Les Brown one of these days in my life. I have to meet him. I have to work with him. But anyway, on to motivation and why motivation. Because I strongly believe that for success in anything that you're doing, whether it's a job, whether it's a new business, whether it's a relationship, whatever it is, you need to have daily motivation. And why is that? You see, motivation is like the soap cleaning off the glass of the car windscreen. Think of it. Every day you go out there, you have negativity coming at you. That negativity comes as specks of dirt or dust that starts to cloud up your windscreen. And before you know it, with the news and people talking negative and people complaining about why things are so bad and people on the job complaining about the job, and all this negativity comes to you as dirt and dust, and it just keeps fogging up your windscreen, going blocking up your windscreen, and eventually you can't see anything but the dirt and the dust and the mud and the negativity. Motivation is a bucket of soap and water. And that motivation and that bucket of soap and water washes away all the dirt and all the dust and all the mud from your windscreen so that you can see clearly towards your goals. Because that's what negative thinking, negative talk, negative people, negative circumstances, things like the news and negative radio and politics and everything, that's all it does. It distracts you from your goal. So I'm here to talk about the positive benefits of motivation. Step number one, rule number one, motivation encourages creativity. It gets you to thinking. It gets you to think about yourself. It gets you to look inside and begins to get the creative juices flowing in you. Because when you hear those speakers talk and they mention things that you need to do, it starts to help you look inside yourself and look for those ideas that you've been masking, and those ideas that you've been hiding away and shying away from, and thinking, oh well, I'll do it next week, or I'll do it next year, or maybe when the kids finish school, or maybe when I get a pay raise, then I'll start doing it. Motivation brings out the creativity and makes you think about doing it right now. Right? Motivation boosts your creativity. Your ideas flow. Sometimes you're just asleep and an idea wakes you up, a positive idea about something to do with your life, something to do with a circumstance that you're in right now. Right? These things do happen, and it is happening. Right? And it can happen to you. Reason number two, motivation gives you energy. When you're motivated and you're marching towards your goal, sometimes you feel like you're going at full speed. You understand? It just gives you that energy and that vibe to do whatever you need to do. Because long ago, I shouldn't say long ago, but at least before that moment, you made a decision. You made a decision to do things differently, to march towards your goal. And listening to motivational speakers, Jim Rohn, uh, Zig Ziglar, and of course my favorite, the one and only Les Brown. And there are more speakers. Uh, what's his name? Oh my gosh. Joel Osteen, yeah, Joel Osteen really, really speaks to me. He really speaks to me, right? You just need to find that speaker that speaks to you, right? And when they get inside of you, when their words get inside your head and get inside your psyche, you get an energy that is unbelievable. You're driven. You're never tired. I hardly sleep. I'm up till 3 a.m. and then I'm up again. When I take a nap from 3, I'm up at 7:30 and I'm going at it again. Whatever it is that I have to do, right? And that's just my personal experience, but there are other people that experience the same thing. You are just driven when you are motivated. Take it from me. Start motivation. Start taking daily doses of motivation. Every morning before you go to work, take a dose of Jim Rohn, a dose of Les Brown, a dose of Zig Ziglar. Trust me, it does work. If you're religious, take a dose of Joel Osteen. And you don't even have to be religious to listen to Joel. Okay? Uh, Number 3, motivation helps improve your health. With the energy, your juices are flowing, your body is more positive, your thinking is more positive. You don't think about sickness and illness and injury and stuff like that because you're too focused on your goals, right? It helps you to think about starting to exercise and starting to get yourself healthy, starting to eat healthy, okay? Now I know some people might be saying, well, you need sleep, you need 8 hours of sleep. Hey, I know that. But I'm just telling you that this is the reality. The motivation has you so energetic and so energized. Hey, maybe sometimes you sacrifice some sleep. But overall, it makes you a healthier person. You're smiling more. You're more welcome to meet other people, to talk to other people. It helps your demeanor. It overall just increases the what do you call it, the hormones and stuff. I think they call it endorphins, right? Motivation and exercise helps increase endorphins, and endorphins helps you feel better about your life and yourself and your day and your everything. Okay. Motivation also increases your magnetism. You are drawn to circumstances and people that are going to benefit you and are going to help you along your goal. I don't know how to explain that, but it's true. Okay? You are just things that you need, things that you think that you may want in order to assist you on your goal. They just come in front of you. It's almost like if they're lining up to help you. It's almost like the right people, the right motivational speeches, the right circumstances are just lining up to help you get to your goal, right? And I believe that it creates a magnetism. Being motivated and being positive and being goal oriented and marching towards your goal just attracts those circumstances that help you to get closer to your goal. Believe it, it is true. And you don't even have to believe it. You just have to get your daily dose of motivation and you'll see it happening for yourself. And then you'll know that it's true. Okay? Magnetism. People, circumstances, results that are in your favor. This happens when you're highly motivated. Motivation also increases your momentum. It seems as though you start off like, those old steam engines, those steam trains from back in the day in America, and it starts off really slow. It starts going and slowly, and it's winding up and winding up. But the more motivated you get, and the more you see things happening for you, and the more you see circumstances falling in place, and the more you see that you're bumping into the right people and the positive people who are on the same path as you, and you get to share ideas and circumstances and instances and positivity, it just seems to pick up. It seems to pick up a pace. And you know that you're heading forward and you're going upward and you're moving towards your goal, but it just seems to come at a faster pace. And then you start to meet the circumstances even quicker, and you start to get things happening even quicker, and you start to achieve small goals. You set something that you wanted to achieve within a week, it happens in a couple of days, and you start to see things building and building and building, and eventually it's almost like you're full downhill speeding towards your goal, and nothing could get in your way, nothing could stop you, no negative circumstance, no negative people. It just seems that you are just speeding towards your goal. And that's the way I feel personally. I feel that like my goal is right there. I could just reach out and touch it now, right? And I have many goals, but overall, I'm talking about the really big ones. I'm thinking that they are so close to me. Like, no, I could smell it, I could taste it, and I think that all helps to create the circumstances in the universe to help you to get to your goals and to help you to get those circumstances, and they just bring one just brings the other, and it just keeps going like that. Motivation also creates multiplication, because now you're motivated, so you're more motivated around your family, and you're more positive around your family, and they start feeling it, and they start feeding off of it as well, and they get a little more motivated. Now I can tell you that when I listen to motivation in my house, I put it on my two computer speakers, some really good speakers, and I blast it all through the house. I'm in the shower and I'm hearing the motivation. I'm in the kitchen, I'm hearing it. Okay. I'm sure my neighbors are here. Sometimes I walk out in the driveway to start the car, and I'm hearing the motivation loud, and I'm saying, "Oh boy, those neighbors must be wanting to know what's going on with me." But I don't really care, because it helps. It will help them as well if they just listen to it, right? But I am sure that it has an effect on I'm seeing it, the effect that it has on my wife, on my daughter, on myself, and on my family life, and on the way we interact with each other, and it just multiplies from there. And I could just imagine that as long as we keep having this positive motivation on a daily basis, it will go out, and it will affect the other people that we come in contact with, and they will see things differently about us. Some may reject it altogether, because it's always like, wow, what are you trying to do, who do you think you are. But then there are others who are going to notice, and are going to sit back and realize, wait a minute, something's different about this guy. Something is different. Something is more positive. Wow! Every time I see you, you're smiling, you're beaming, you're talking at a million miles an hour, and it's just, it's just like you're just moving forward. You just, it's great to be around you. I have a friend that told me that recently. Like, man, every time I see you, it's like you just grown, and that's where I got one of my main slogan from, which is, you have the power to live your dreams. Now is the time to grow and get it, because I truly believe that there's a lot of growth that has to take place, because the person that you were got you to where you are, and you don't like where you are. If you don't like where you are, if you think you need better, if you think you need more, if you think you need more finances, if you think you need better circumstances, you have to become somebody different. And when you become that different person, then is when you attract all the things that are going to bring your goals. And there is a growth involved, and I could advise you not to resist that growth, because that growth is who you are supposed to become, right? It's already written. You are supposed to become that person in order, sorry, to receive what you are supposed to receive. In order to become, the person that you are to become, you have to change. There has to be a level of transition, and I advise you, don't resist it, don't fight it, go with it. um, it all works out. It all works out. It truly does. Motivation also gets you recognition. Well, recognition in two ways. People, as I said before, people are going to notice. People are going to recognize the change. But on the other side of it, I think you get to recognize the change, and that's what's important. You get to see where you've come from. You get to see where you know where you've improved, and then you other people recognize it. As I said before, other people recognize it, and it makes a whole big difference about the way people interact with you. Because I'm certain, if you walk up to a guy, whether it's a taxi driver, whether it's somebody serving you food, and you greet them in an angry, aggressive way, like, where's my food, why taking so long, they are going to repeat that same emotion. They are going to meet you with the same anger, the same aggression. Look it right here, and trust me, life is a lot better doing things, in the opposite way. You greet somebody with a beautiful smile, a beautiful greeting. Hey, good morning. I hope you're having a good day today. I hope the rush is not too much for you. I hope that, I hope you had a great breakfast or something. You greet somebody with a nice greeting, and they, oh, thank you. Oh, that's so kind of you, so much. How can I help you? Suddenly, everything is just so much better. I greeted somebody on the phone the other day, simple, hi, good morning. And she gave her name, and I said, hi, good morning, whatever her name was. And I said, I hope you're having a great day so far. And she said, wow, thank you. I hope you are too. Now, how can I help you? And it was so much different, and that conversation could only go uphill from there. And it just it that recognition of the changes and the differences in the way you interact with people and things, it's totally evident, and you can't miss it. You just can't miss it. It just permeates out of you, and it just affects everyone in your circle, and everyone that you interact with, everyone you talk to, right? And finally, motivation creates productivity. I think that's one of the main keys in positive motivation. Now, I'm not saying that everything else is less, but I'm just saying that the only thing that gets you to do things differently and to achieve different goals is if you take action, right? Thinking about it, talking about it, wishing for it, one day, oh, wish one of these days, one of these days I have to take a trip to Egypt, or one of these days I'm gonna change my life, or one of these days I'm gonna change my job. No, action. Take action. Make a firm decision and take action. You don't even have to know how you're going to do it. You don't have to know how you're going to do it. How will come, right? The universe will prepare how. God will prepare how. You just have to know what you want, and you ask for it. The book, The Game of Life and How to Play It, which has had a great influence in my early life, and it still affects the way I think and act today. The Game of Life and How to Play It by Florence Scovel Shinn. It teaches you how to ask for things, and how to make your literally your demands on the universe, right? Because you are made in the image and likeness of God, right? I'm not saying that you are God, but you are made in the image and likeness of God. And once you know your true power, you will be able to take decisions and to help things happen in your life for you. All right? Read The Game of Life and How to Play It. And after that, if I had to suggest, read a book called As a Man Thinketh. I think it's by James something. I can't remember the name right now. I wasn't even thinking that I would be mentioning these books. And of course, you have to read Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. You have to. So those three books, put it on your list and read them in sequential order. The Game of Life and How to Play It, As a Man Thinketh, and Think and Grow Rich. There are other books that I can invite you to read, but for now, these are the books that I would recommend for you to start, getting under your belt. And these are not books that you read once and I read it, so that's great. These are books that almost become companions, and you look at them from time to time, you revisit them, you read them over, you grab a few pages and of something that really spoke to you at a particular time, and you revisit, you highlight whatever, and you go back and you revisit it, right? And there are some actions in Think and Grow Rich that you need to be doing on a daily basis. And I suggest that you do. I suggest that you follow it. I suggest that you surrender to these authors and these speakers, because in my humble opinion, there are two ways to really gain experience and to broaden your horizons, right? One is to travel. Traveling and seeing different cultures and meeting different people and seeing the way how things are done differently in different places of the world, it helps you to appreciate what you have, where you're from, right? Where your circumstances, but it also helps you to realize that your circumstances is not all there is. There are other ways to do things, and it helps broaden your horizon. It helps to humble you as well, right? And I think humility is one of the greatest human qualities that is not being practiced as much as it should be, right? But it helps you to be humble, right? That's travel. The other thing is reading, because one of my main mottos or sayings or slogans is that experience is the best teacher, but it doesn't necessarily have to be your own experience. Yep. You could learn from the experience of others, and reading books is one way of tapping into the experience that the authors have, that other people have, and that helps you grow exponentially. right? Reading and traveling. Reading more so than traveling, but reading really, really, really helps to broaden your horizons. And I suggest that you start committing to doing something, some reading, right? And those 3 books that I mentioned are a good way to start. Very good way to start. Because changing your life takes action. Do it. Do something. Do it every day. Do it as long as it takes for you to see a change. And when it does see a change, then it motivates you to continue doing more and continue taking greater action. Excuse. And basically that's what it's about. That's what it's about. Right? Taking action. So, in recapping, uh, the, the effects of motivation, I'll read them out: creativity, energy, magnetism, momentum, recognition, and productivity. Oh, I forgot multiplication. Recognition and productivity. Okay, so this is me, Kean O'Brien. I didn't tell you much about myself because I really just wanted to get this message out there. It was boiling inside of me. I just listened to a powerful Les Brown, and really and truly, I need to say, Les Brown, if you're out there, I'm the one. I'm the one. You know what that means. I'm the one. Thanks for listening, everybody. Look for more videos coming out from me. Excuse my shave and everything. I'm dressed to leave the house, and I just had to do this video before I leave. And but I'll definitely be doing a lot more videos. I'm going to be coming out with different motivational series. Also going to be doing videos on internet marketing and network marketing. I've gained a lot of information and knowledge on that in the past 8 months of this year, and I definitely am going to be passing that information on, because I believe that any knowledge and information that I have, as long as it stays with me, it's lost, and I have failed. So there's a desire for me to pass on knowledge and information, and I will be doing that. So stay tuned. The channel is Kean M. O'Brien, and for those people who are not familiar, Kean, in my case, is spelled Kean. So some people pronounce it Kean, and hey, I'm okay with that. So it's Kean M. O'Brien at YouTube. Okay? So have a great day. I have to run out the house right now, but I just had to do this. You have a great day. And remember, you have the power to live your dreams. Now is the time to grow and get it. Bye, everyone.